Hello and welcome to another episode of Transfer Daily here this morning to give you your updates on what is a big Tuesday in the transfer window. I've certainly woken up to a lot of messages this morning because it's a busy one. We're going to talk Rangers Football Club, who are about to seal a very big deal. We're going to talk West Ham, we're going to talk Chelsea, we're going to talk Manchester United, we're going to talk about Romeo Lavia as well. Before we do that, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Really helps us out, and we'll get on with the video by starting with Rangers. A huge day in Glasgow, a huge day for the football club. They have been chasing Jose Cifuentes from LAFC for a while. The Ecuadorian midfielder is someone the club have wanted for a long time. Top target for Michael Beale, and pre-contract details were agreed between the player and Rangers a while ago now, as obviously you would have seen I previously reported on here or on my Twitter, and then with Football Insider as well. So that was never a problem. They were always going to land him in December if they wanted to when his contract expires in LA. But they are now pushing with LAFC. That's now advancing to the point of completion, a deal for right now, which is massive for Rangers fans. Excitement for Rangers fans. This is a player who was wanted by Brighton, a player who was wanted by clubs around Europe, has got a fantastic reputation. Technically good, great engine, and certainly elevates Rangers midfield to another level alongside Raskin and Cantwell, and certainly gives them something else that they've maybe been missing over recent years. Is it an upgrade from what they've had? Certainly a player that comes in with a lot of quality. Rangers fans, let me know what you think about the deal in the comments below. Are you excited? Hit a like if you're excited as well. And it could be an even better week for Rangers, because not only could Cifuentes come in, they could also land Danilo as well, the striker from Feyenoord, who the club have been working on. Talks are continuing over him. Conversations ongoing. It's been positive and polite and good between the clubs. Rangers closing in on a deal for him as well for around the £6 million mark. He will be a high earner in Scotland, but the striker could be another one in the door, which makes this a huge week for Rangers, because there are no excuses for Michael Beale. There are no excuses for Rangers this season. They have to stop Celtic, and they're certainly going all out to do that. Not only that, they've got a Champions League campaign to try and qualify for. First, obviously, they were drawn yesterday, and it looks like they're going to face Genk in the third qualifying round for the Champions League. So a big few weeks for Rangers ahead. Rangers fans, you must be buzzing, because this is a big one. Jose Cifuentes, deal almost done. But let's go down south to London, where Chelsea and West Ham are still in conversations over Conor Gallagher. Reports that those conversations are dead are not true, to my understanding. Those conversations are continuing. Conor Gallagher, a target for David Moyes and West Ham United. They'd like to bring him in. Talks of a deal of around £40 million are ongoing. Nothing rejected out of hand. So that is a player that could move. This is a player that's becoming clear to him that he's not going to be first choice for Mauricio Pochettino, and perhaps is going to have to move to play. Spurs still monitoring his situation as well, but those talks are continuing. West Ham could land Gallagher in this window. Certainly an attractive offer, because they do have Europa League football after winning the Europa Conference League. They do have a team that are coming together now, because they've got multiple targets on the go, including James Ward-Prowse at Southampton. I've spoken previously about West Ham's interest in Ward-Prowse, and that is now another one that is moving forward. A bid is in for Ward-Prowse. Conversations have begun there as well. The Southampton captain, obviously known for his set pieces, known for what he can do from a dead ball situation, could be known for playing for West Ham very soon as well. So that's another one that is moving. But any reports that Chelsea and West Ham have killed conversations over Gallagher, to my understanding, are untrue at this point. Everton are a team that are chasing a striker. I've reported recently about Brian Brobby wanting to leave Ajax. Obviously, that's a difficult deal to do. I did say that at the time. A player that likes it there would be keen on an English Premier League move, but certainly it's a difficult one to do. They started chasing El Bilal Toure, didn't they, of Almeria, but they were also up against Atalanta for his signature. Atalanta have now agreed a fee with Almeria for the striker, and the striker looks set to go to Serie A. So Everton now looking like they might miss out on El Bilal Toure, which could be a big blow. A good player, a player with a lot of potential, and the reason Atalanta want him is to replace Rasmus Holland. And if you're trying to replace Rasmus Holland, who I'll talk about in a second, that means you need someone who they believe can do the same job, and that Rasmus Holland is a very good striker. So El Bilal Toure currently on his way to Italy and not to England, which is a blow for the Toffees, but they do have multiple irons in the fire. They will, of course, be moving for another. You might see another move for Brobby. We'll see what happens on that front as well. They have brought in Dan Juma as well, remember. So Everton not being lazy now. They are pushing in the market to try and bring in some quality. And I've said before, they will spend on a striker. That is the area they will spend on a striker. They need someone up there to help Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and they're now pushing on with that. Speaking of Rasmus Hojlund at Atlanta, he is now moving to Manchester United. That is going to happen. Man United looking at a deal of around the £68 million mark for the young Denmark striker. A real talent, isn't he? A player that could go on to become the next Haaland. That's how they kind of talk about him. He's not quite Haaland levels yet, but could be up there. A player that Ten Hag has wanted for a while, has already agreed to the move to Manchester United, said yes to Manchester United, agreed personal terms, and now clubs are advancing talks over a deal for him. So exciting times if you are a Manchester United fan, because your number 9 is almost there. They'll probably move for Sofian Amrabat after him as well, but watch out Liverpool for Amrabat as well. The Fiorentina midfielder wanted by a number of clubs. It's not many years left in his deal. I think a year left in his deal, hasn't he, as well at this point? So a player that would likely be moving after Haaland as well. So keep your eyes out for Amrabat too. Let's go on to central midfielders though, and a certain one indeed in Romeo Lavia. Lavia has had a lot of interest. I've spoken about him a lot, haven't I? The Southampton talent, 19 years old, Premier League experience. Despite the relegation, was certainly a bright light in what was a poor season for Southampton last year. Manchester United like him, Arsenal like him, Chelsea like him, Liverpool like him. Newcastle United had a look but didn't move any further than that. And you're expecting, I told you last week, watch out for Lavia. Those of you that have been in spaces with me, etc., watch out for him. And this is why we're expecting some movement now. Liverpool keen, Arsenal still keen, despite the fact it felt dependent on the sale of Partey, who's now not going to leave the club, but it still could happen. And Chelsea could well move for Lavia here, especially if Caicedo goes on much longer. The deal for Caicedo has been difficult for Chelsea to negotiate with Brighton. They want Levi Colwill, of course, and that's not going to happen. They want 100 million. Whether Chelsea are going to spend that at this point is unknown on Caicedo. But Caicedo is a massive part of Chelsea's plans, a massive part of Pochettino's plans. So it'll be interesting to see. However, it won't be Caicedo or Lavia. It could well be Caicedo and Lavia. That is a key point to note here. They could go for both. So keep an eye on Romeo Lavia. It's a mad morning. Rangers fans, it's your morning. You can be excited. Jose Cifuentes is on his way to Glasgow at last. A long deal. This has been a long time coming. And Danilo could be joining too. West Ham fans, you could be landing a Gallagher very, very soon if talks go positively on that front. And a free kick maestro in James Ward-Prowse as well. Manchester United fans, you're landing your star striker in Rasmus Hojlund. And Romeo Lavia could well be on the move too from Southampton very, very soon. And Everton fans, strikers incoming. Be patient. They are working on it. And it's certainly going to happen. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. Another mad morning. Have a wonderful Tuesday. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.